Okay, here we are back on the bench taking a look at the wonderful Zebco 33 Max. I actually have a video already posted on this reel that just kind of going over some of the basic details about it. And at that time I had not had much use on the reel. And now I've got to use it probably 3 months. And really I haven't got to do a whole lot of fishing with it, but I did put it to use on the surf actually. I think twice, but both times it worked flawlessly. And I kind of, I took it just for fun, really. I have some ambassador reels that I normally use on the surf, and I had an extra rod. I actually put this on a Penn Battalion 2 10-foot surf rod, and it just worked amazing. It only holds 100 yards of 20-pound mono. It still has the line that came with it on it, roughly 100 yards, I assume. It looked like 100 yards, and I used 2-ounce, just regular egg sinker, and was able to cast. The longest cast I made took every bit of the line off the spool. So I was surprised. It went at least, I would say no less than 85 yards, and probably every bit of 100. And I know that because I practice distance casting on a field with my ambassadors quite often. And it actually shocked me how far this would cast with 2 ounces of lead and 20-pound mono. And let's see, what did I catch? I ended up catching a bluefish with this. It wasn't a huge one, but he put up a good fight, and it was a lot of fun. It didn't really take much drag. I was able to winch the drag down on him. It made an easy fight out of it, really. It really wasn't much to it, and I was shocked. The sand had no effect on it whatsoever, which I didn't get a lot of sand down in here or down in there, just normal use. I wasn't overly protective, wasn't really worried about it at all, to be honest. I didn't lay it down in the sand, but with any reel with a level wind or some of the spinning reels, you'll get sand, super fine sand. It'll get into the worm gear or get into the bearing that's on your spinning reel. And it can really mess your day up. You'll spend a lot of time trying to clean that out if it really gets in there good. And I was surprised at this right here, nothing. Which this doesn't even have instant anti-reverse, the regular 33 Max. It's got bushings both sides, so you don't have to worry about the bearings getting salt water in them. I actually dunked this twice. I walked out into the surf, got it dunked twice, no problem. Came back, hosed it out, oiled it, and I'll show you what it looks like inside. You'll see there's a little bit of rust right here, and that happens with every Zebco. You'll get a little bit of rust right there. And that's from the line wearing on whatever cheap finish that they put on these things. And there's one way you could take care of that, really. If you wanted to go that far, you could go and take a little Rust-Oleum paint and spray this thing, and probably be good forever. I noticed that I do have a little bit of cutting up here from line slippage. Just a tiny bit of line slippage. Maybe I wasn't holding the thumb button quite tight enough. Yeah, I probably wasn't holding the thumb button quite strong enough whenever I cast, and that's what caused that. So yeah, it's so far it's been a really good reel. I enjoy it. I actually really enjoy using it a lot. It's very easy to disassemble and clean. I haven't taken the back off the gears yet in here to get to the gears to see what that looks like yet, since I've saltwater fished with it. We'll see in a moment. We'll take that apart together and see what it looks like. You'll notice up here too, this is bushing inside here. I don't even, you know, to be honest, I don't know if this reel has any bearings in it. Totally don't know. One thing I like about these Zebcos, the regular Zebcos, and I can't say the same for like the Bullet, the Omega, and maybe the Delta. They have a slightly different drag setup than what you see on the regular Zebcos. And these have massive drag washers front and back of this spool. And what I like about it, it applies drag directly to the spool rather than to the gear train. So let's see what the inside of these gears look like right here. Let's see how you do that. I think we go in this way. You just take a screwdriver and pop it off right here. I got that. That was easy. Okay. That was easy. Yeah, I thought it was going to be difficult. I've taken others apart, but I've never taken this one apart. Wow, you can see there's nice grease down in there. No corrosion. Yeah, it's got a bushing here. Bushing over here. Yeah, I'd be surprised if there were any drag washers in this thing. It's just amazing to me. It really is that I've got some very expensive reels. You'll see some of them in some of the videos that I've made, and I enjoy those reels. But this is so amazing that you can get such a cheap reel, $26. I know it's made in China, but so is a lot of other stuff that cost you 10 times as much. And this reel is so easy to use and so versatile. The only thing that I see that really frustrate people when they have a Zebco is a lot of times you'll see a person, they'll take and just tie their hook or lure, especially lures, they'll tie a lure straight to the main line. And when you do that, you don't run a swivel. You know, these are just like spinning reels, even a little worse actually, because, you know, the spinner head here, they don't have, the regular Zebcos, they don't have bearings on the pickup pins. And so when you're reeling this thing in, you're putting twist into your line. It does it every time. Now, if you put a swivel on there, you'll eliminate 90% of that twist and you won't have problems. But a lot of people, they don't think to put the swivel on there, and they'll end up with a bunch of twisted up, mangled line inside the spinner cap. They get frustrated and they think that the reel's junk. Couldn't be further from the truth. These things are absolutely amazing. It's actually, it's so easy to use and so versatile that sometimes I wonder why I pay so much for some of these other reels that I've purchased, and when these are so enjoyable to use. And like I said, you can't hardly tear them up. This one's very strong. I don't know the drag pressure on it, but it's got a lot of drag. It does. It's also got a little bait alert here that you can turn on. It's kind of difficult to get to. You got to get your fingernail in there and push it down. It's a little tough to use. The 888, 808, they got a much better little control tab there that you just flick with your finger. Very easy to operate, but it's also a much larger reel. And I like having the dual handle instead of the power handle, which I'm not saying I don't like 888 or 808. They're fine reels, like them both. They're just a lot bigger. So you got to really want to use that. Which I got to say, on the Surf, the 888 or 808, they have an 808 saltwater, which really the only difference between an 888 and the 808 saltwater, from what I can tell, is mostly just the 808 doesn't have bearings. It's bushings like this one, so you don't have to worry about the saltwater corrosion and sand and such as that. But yeah, I'd like to get some videos actually using this reel, either on a surf or even in freshwater, just doing anything with it, just catching some fish. But like I said, very easy to use. I mean, I can't think of anything that I don't like about it. especially for, I mean, well, even above the price point. Probably if this was a $120 reel, they would be more highly regarded. And I tell you, there's some $120 reels that definitely do not show the level of quality that this $26 reel does. So I am truly impressed. It works very well. And like I said, sometimes I wonder why I have these other reels for the type of fishing I do. You know, when you get into certain applications, then yeah, you need something else. But that's with anything. You have to match your equipment to what you're doing. Most of the fishing I do is from the bank or the surf. Either way from the bank. So I like to be able to cast as far as I can possibly cast comfortably with lower weights. I really don't like casting anything over 3.5 ounces. Let's see if we can take this spool off right here. I think you have to loosen the drag all the way up. And then, yeah, that gives you, when you loosen the drag all the way up, it gives you enough room to get in here and pull this clip. Don't want to mess it up. Yeah, there we go. Just pull that off. You can see it just slides in under that little plastic bushing. This will be some of your drag right here. Look at that. That's a huge drag washer. I know that's just a single drag washer there. Just sit there right over there. Let's take this off. Okay. There's another drag washer. Surprisingly, it's just stainless steel. There's no, doesn't appear to have another fiber washer underneath it or over it. Let's see. I might be wrong. There might be one under there. Let's see. Nope, just a stainless steel washer. There's your clicker, the drag clicker. This is what adjusts your drag. Super simple the way this operates. It just, as you turn that knob, this just pushes the spool up against the drag washers tighter, locking it in. That's all it does. Super simple. Yeah, this washer is keyed. The stainless steel washer is keyed. It fits in a slot on that shaft. This is all plastic, surprisingly. I mean, I don't think that would ever be an issue. It's more about structural than it is the strength of the material. So, yeah, this could probably actually be replaced. You could probably actually get another drag washer to put down here. If you were to size this, you could get a couple of carbon drag washers probably that would fit this and drop right in there and double your drag. Don't think that would be necessary at all, but it's a possibility. Oh. I guess I was wrong. There is another drag washer. This is a steel washer. It looks like you got another fiber washer right here, so, okay. So I was wrong. There's 2 fiber washers and 1, 2, 3 stainless steel metal washers. Okay. But you can see there's no corrosion in there, and like I said, I dumped this thing, so I'm actually kind of surprised that there's nothing in there, because that was about 3 weeks ago that I dunked it. And literally all I did is I took a water hose and I hosed it out. You just got to make sure your drag is backed all the way off to get this washer back on. You'll see some grooves in there that it indexes in. Kind of hard for me to see it. There we go. Now getting even pressure. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this is very well made inside here too. You can see it's no corrosion. Unfortunately, I managed to make a little mess here. Okay, yeah, and then to put this back on, first you put your thumb button back in, just kind of line it up like that, slide it in from the side. Let's see, maybe I have to go. I don't know if that's necessary. It goes on first. I think I'll probably go with the, yeah, top first. Oh, that's easy. That's very easy. Yeah, it's just amazing that you can even switch these from right to left hand if you like one way or over the other. I've just recently started trying to convert over to left-handed use. So you can see I have it on the left-hand side now. The reason I did that is I get tired of switching hands with the reel because I do cast with my right. I kind of prefer to reel with my right, but you know, I'd rather just keep it in my, keep the reel in my left hand. You can hear this, listen. And the clicker sounds like this. I got the bait clicker on. One thing cool about these two is if you have the bait clicker on and a fish takes line, you can hear it, but you can also see the crank turning in reverse. It's not super loud, but like I said, you have that visual indication too. Something's going on. Got to drag a little loose. Yeah, I plan to get rid of this 20-pound line. I don't really, it's not that I don't really like the 20-pound, but I don't need 20-pound. I don't need 20-pound line on anything really. So what I'm gonna do, I have some 17-pound red Cajun line I'm gonna put on there. And I don't know how many yards I'll get, but with this, you get 100 yards of 20-pound, and I'll bet that I'll probably get 150 yards or more of the 17. If I haven't said it already, it's got a 2:6:1 gear ratio. It's pretty slow. I think it retrieves about 19 inches of line per turn, and that can be a benefit in some cases. It's got plenty of torque. So, I mean, like I said, that bluefish that I caught with it, I actually caught 2 at a time at one point. I had 2 pompano rigs, 2 floats, and I want to say I had sand fleas on it, and ended up catching 2 bluefish. A nice school went through, and they were small bluefish though. They were maybe 12 to 14 inches long, something like that. But yeah, no problem. Crank them right in. Easy, easy. Love this thing. I'd like to get to do a lot more fishing with it. Like I said, these, I don't know why, but I find it very enjoyable and very relaxing to just kick back with a Zebco and do some fishing. I don't know why, but it seems like I catch more fish. I don't know why. But, you know, I'll have my, I actually got rid of a reel here recently. I had, I don't know, probably $400 in it. And it just seemed like I could not catch a fish on that reel for some reason. I don't know why it works like that, but it does. And my $26 reel here is just smoking it left and right. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you want to see something else about this reel or another reel that you've seen in the videos, some of them I have, some I go through reels. You know, I like getting them and checking them out, and then sometimes I'll just get rid of them. So, but this one I'm hanging on to. I mean, no reason to get rid of this. And, you know, if you want to see something else about it or have some questions about it, just let me know, and we'll dig into it a little further. Hope you enjoy, and like and subscribe. Catch you later.